Hello, everyone, and welcome back again to the live streams. We have a lot of interesting live streams coming up, and I am excited for today's live stream because it's gonna be a lot of fun. You can get to ask a lot of questions around hiring, interviews, contentful as a company, contentful as a product, and for me, it's gonna be around JavaScript and HTML. And joining me today is none other than John. Hey, John, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for inviting me on. I appreciate it.
Awesome. John, I didn't introduce you because I am bad at introductions. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So let's see. I've been involved in tech recruiting in one way or another for almost 10 years. But I think let's see. I've been with Contentful now for about 6 months. It's been a lot of fun being here, but even though I've done a lot of tech recruitment, I haven't um, done a lot of coding or anything like that myself. So that's where I'm hoping that you'll come in and help me.
Wonderful. I am not too sure if I am an expert as well, but we'll figure it out together in the stream. And we got Jen saying hi. Hey Jen, how are you doing? Awesome. So this is the first time that John is doing a live stream. So let's encourage John and let's make sure that he has an amazing experience and he wants to come back again. So let's keep the chat pop up coming. Keep asking questions and just keep John hyped. That's what I want.
I'm definitely scared. So any encouragement.
That's all right. That's all right. All right. So before moving forward, just a quick couple of notes. So all the events that we do, all the live stream that we do, follow our community code of conduct. So I would request everyone to just go through our code of conduct and make sure that you are being respectful in the chat. The next is we got tons of resources for you which me and my team create, and we love creating those for you all. So go ahead and check out contentful.com/developers, where you can find all the important resources for your next contentful project. And lastly, if you have any questions or if you want to, just come say hi, feel free to join our community Slack channel. This is where we will be hanging around, where you can talk to other community members and just have fun. All right. So what we are gonna do today is John is gonna try to build a website which is gonna be really helpful for everyone because this website is gonna contain content which is gonna be basically the important interview questions that you as a candidate can ask, or if you are an interviewer, we are also gonna have questions that you as an interviewer can ask. Are we ready, John?
I think we're ready.
Awesome. Before we jump into that, and I'm going to share your screen so that others can see it, I have a question for you.
Sure.
What is the most common interview question that you have come across?
Um, Without a doubt, uh, what is the salary range? Something along those lines.
Ooh, okay. Wow. I wasn't expecting that as an answer. I had something very different in mind. But that's
You'd think it would be something less aggressive, but no, I think another big one would be, I think since I'm relatively new at Contentful myself, it would be why did you decide to come to Contentful?
wow. Okay. A counter question to that. What is the most common answer for that?
Sure. So I like to talk about, the way that we collaborate here and communicate, and everyone is really open to answering different types of questions. There's no micromanagement, that type of thing.
Interesting. So I am assuming that it's not just relevant to contentful. Like,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, I think depending on where you are, so I mean that's what I've experienced here at Contentful. But really, when you're, talking about, it doesn't matter whether you're at Contentful, whether you're at Facebook, whether you're at, a really, really, small seats stage startup somewhere. I think, you really just try to talk about, your company in not only the best light possible, but I think more importantly, like what you've experienced and,
Mhm.
how you think that's applicable to the candidate.
Awesome. That sounds really cool. All right. I know we have promised that we are going to teach you how to create this particular website. So let's get started with this. So for everyone, before the live stream, John signed up for an account on Contentful, and you can see we have his organization as well, but it does not have any space. So the first step we are going to do is we are going to create a space. So John, you might want to click on the add space icon or the add space button. All right. For this, what we can do is we can just go ahead and select the community space, and you can scroll down a bit. You might want to close the pop-up at the bottom. Yeah,
Um, Here.
yeah. Uh, okay. I cannot see, but do you have a continue or next button somewhere?
Let's see.
Perfect.
Continue.
Yeah. And we are gonna give this name maybe interview questions. Awesome. And because this is an empty space, we're going to build everything from scratch over here. We're going to leave the empty space selected and just go ahead and click on create space. Well, all right. So now click on go to home, go to my home. And we now have an empty space. Now, John, any idea what we did right now and why we created a space? I mean, what a space is.
So I'm guessing this will leave me some room to code and create. But exactly where I'm going to do that is the mystery.
Perfect. Yeah. So you are correct. So within a space, you can have your content and we'll create a content model. So because this is a question and answer kind of a thing, right? We'll have a content model which will allow us to add content as a question and then the answer for that. So if you click on content model, yeah, this one. Click on design your content model. Right. We can just give it a name of maybe question and just go ahead and click on create. Now we created a content model, but this content model does not have any fields, right? So think of it as we are creating some sort of a form so that you or someone from your team who wants to go ahead and add this content, they will get a form where they can add those questions and the answers. So for that, we now need to add form fields. So click on the add field button. All right. And the question can be a simple text. So let's select text. And then this can be again question because this is the question text. Yeah. And then we can click on create and configure. And we can select, yeah, the first option. This field represents the entry title. Yeah. Perfect. Now this will be the field where you will be adding questions. Now we need a similar field for answers. So you want to try it out on yourself?
Let's see. So add field.
Yeah, perfect. And then
Text.
this is going to be text.
Would I hit would I write answer now?
Yeah. And for this, we would want to do long text because an answer can be long, right? It does not necessarily be in 256 characters. Yep, just select, yeah, and then just click on create and configure. Right, now we can just go ahead and click on confirm. All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and save this. So go ahead and save this on the top right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, perfect. And now if you go to content, right beside the content model tab, there is a content tab on the top. Yeah, content. So this is the content
Oh,
model that we
got
created.
it.
Now we want to create a content. Yeah. So if you click on add entry, you see now you have a form where you can add question and then the answer for that. So just I don't know, maybe have a basic question for now. Okay. I thought you were typing how long will this live stream go?
No, no, no. I'm expecting to be an expert programmer by the time this is over. I want to be like Neo in the Matrix or something by the time this is done.
Perfect, perfect. I mean, you already have a vertical screen. So you are there. You are almost there.
All right.
All right, and let's just add a simple answer maybe. I don't know. We just want to add a couple of lines and then we can publish this content. All right, in the chat, I would like to know from you all, like, which is the question that you think, as a candidate, you should definitely ask maybe a technical recruiter or your hiring manager. Which is your favorite go-to question that you always ask? All right. While the chat is giving us that answer, so John, what we did now is we created some content, but this content is right now in the draft state. So if you check on the right hand side, the status column, it says draft, right? So why we have a draft state is because let's just say you work with a team of editors, right? And you want to send it to a review. So it first goes into the draft state. The editors check that content. They make sure that everything is going well. If there are any changes, they might make those changes and then publish the content. Now we don't have any editors in here. We are just going to go ahead and hit on publish.
Got it. Probably. I know. Change that to interview so it makes more sense. Plus a panel. Publish.
All right. So now the status has changed to publish and we have this content. But there is one thing. This content is contentful, right? And no one else can view it except for the people who are added to the space, which is what we don't want to do. So what we are going to do in the next step is we are going to write some HTML code. But before jumping into that, we want to create this content. I mean, this content for both interviewers and candidates. So we want to add one more field which will help us recognize which is for interviewers and which question is for candidates. So let's go back to content model. Yeah. And we're going to edit this particular content model. Now over here, we are going to add a new field. So just click on add field.
And oh, okay.
Yeah. And we're going to select text. And maybe we call it, I don't know. Do you want to, I'm thinking of a good name. Maybe this can be a type or this can be question for or something like that. Whatever name you think is good.
So a name for the will this be a candidate question or
So
will this be an interviewer question?
yeah, so that's what we are gonna use this particular field to define, right? So this field will basically be a drop down where you then can go and select if it's a candidate question or if it's an interviewer's question. So maybe
Like that?
yeah, perfect. Right. So next thing we want to do is we want to click on create and configure. And now what we are going to do is we are going to validation on the top here. And we are going to select the last option, accept only specified values, because we want either it to be candidate or to be an interviewer, right? So enter candidate and then press enter. Yeah. Uh, uh, okay. You need to enter, press enter. Yeah. And again, add interviewer. And I can see we have an interesting question in the chat, which I'm just gonna come in a minute. Hit enter again. All right. And scroll up. We're gonna just make one more change. Go to
Okay.
appearance. On the top, there is appearance. Yes. And we can now select a drop down list. So now what will happen is we'll get a field which will be a drop down list which will contain the value candidate and the interviewer. So now go ahead and click on confirm and then save this content model. On the top, yeah, on the top right. You want to
Save.
save, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now save this content model. Now if you go back to the content,
All right.
if you open this again, if you just open the content that we created, yeah, and if you scroll down, you can see now we have this option. So now you can select whether this question is for a candidate or if it's for an
Uh,
interviewer.
wow, that's
So
really
just
cool.
select candidate and then you can now publish the changes and these changes are now published. Now we are gonna go ahead and create the HTML page, but before that we have a really good question. So a question from a candidate perhaps. What is the team structure? I I really like this question and I think this is an important question to ask during any kind of interview because you know what kind of team you are going to work with and how the structure looks like. Do you have any perspective on this?
No, I think it's a fantastic question. When you're joining any team, whether it be tech or sales or otherwise, you want to know who your hiring manager is going to be and who their manager is going to be and who their manager is going to be. So, yeah, no, great question.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much. Let's get both of those questions coming in. And if you have any other questions around interview or hiring or contentful, feel free to pop them in the chat as well. All right, John. So we have the content. I mean, just one question, but that still counts as a content in here. Now let's go ahead and open VS Code. I believe you have VS Code already open on your machine. Yeah, perfect. Now you can see that there is an option start below start new file. So just click on that and select file type. Okay.
Um,
No, let's skip that because I don't want to do this way. Hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna try to figure out an easy way to do this. Okay. Uh, you might wanna just close that. So if you click anywhere outside of this. You don't want to close VS Code. Yeah, just click anywhere outside of VS. Okay. Come back to VS Code. You see there is a panel on the left hand side. Just click on the first files icon. Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Over here, you can just click down below. If you come down below on that same panel, it opened a new panel, right? So just there, click, right click on that.
So
Okay.
I'm sorry. Right click on.
So there is a new panel that's opened, which is open folder and other things, right? So just scroll,
Right.
I mean, go a bit below in the empty space and then click on, then right click. Okay.
Uh,
Go down, take your mouse down a bit. Yeah. And just right click over here. Yeah.
I'm right clicking, but it
It's not doing
just
it.
yeah.
Okay. Uh, okay. My bad. We need to first open up a folder. Okay. So let's
Uh,
click on open folder. and you can select where you want to have this particular website on your machine.
Um, let's do. Well, what would you recommend?
Let's do desktop, and then click on new folder below. Yeah, and just give it a name. I don't know, live stream, interview questions, whatever you want to. Perfect. And now let's go ahead and click and open this folder. Yes. Okay.
Press. Okay.
And yeah, we trust VS Code. All right. Now we want to create a new file. So now you can right click. Yeah, I don't want to use that because that is giving us a. It's giving a different option that I'm used to. What you can do is if you see under the Explorer tab where it says live stream questions, yeah, if you hover over that, there is a plus icon.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, I
Yeah,
need to
no
be
worries.
more patient with that.
Click on it. Just click on it once. You need to open the panel. Yeah, and now you have the plus, the first icon. Yeah, perfect. Now just write index.html.
One more time. I'm sorry.
It's index dot html. Yeah, and you want to use a smaller case I, just following
Uh,
the practices. Yeah, just hit enter and this will create your index file. Perfect. So what you did is you created an index.html file where you can have your HTML or the website code. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share uh, some code with you in a private chat,
okay.
and then we'll walk you through that. Okay. I've shared the code in the private chat. You can simply copy and paste it in the index.html file. And while you do that, let me explain to folks why we named this index.html. So whenever you host your website anywhere, index.html is the first page where the website would look into. So this is the first. This is going to be the first page of your website. Okay. What you can do is you can use the Alt Z command. So this would basically do, yeah, Alt Z.
Um, do, 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 do. Um,
Can you? Okay. Never mind. Let's do this. Use Command Shift and P.
Command Shift and B as in boy.
P. Command Shift and P. All right. What you want to search for is word. Toggle word wrap. Simply just do word wrap. No. Did you use Command Shift P or did you just did Command P?
Um, let's see. Command Shift
And P
and
and the letter P. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. All right. It's not popping up for you, so let's skip this. What I basically wanted to do was make the code a bit readable, but I think we'll have to do it manually. So can you go to the very beginning of this code?
yeah. Let's.
So what you can see over here is basically the structure of the HTML page. Every HTML file starts with a doc type HTML tag, right? The next one you see is HTML, and this contains the header of the website and the body of the website. Now I'm going to talk a bit more about that in a while, but let's go after HTML, doc type HTML. Just navigate, yeah. Just take your cursor after it, yeah,
Okay.
and just no, let it be after the angle bracket, and you just hit enter so that it goes to the next line. All right. Now you can see that HTML lang equals en. What this means is we are telling our website that hey, all this content that we are going to display is going to be in the English language. Now that we
Got
have
it.
said that, we have our head tag, right? So again, let's just move head to the next line.
Uh,
So
oh,
just
okay.
move the yeah.
It's like that.
Before that, yeah, before that, just go, yeah, just hit enter. This goes to the next line, and now we have a meta tag. We want to bring the meta tag again to the next line. With meta tag, we are basically setting some meta information, right? So we are telling to use the character set of UTF-8. Now, because in the world of computers, we have tons and tons of different kinds of characters that we might want to use. But for our website, we are going to use the standard character set. All right. And let's move on the next meta tag to the next line. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Let's move this one. So we are over here telling it to use the whole viewport of the screen that is going to be rendered. Sorry, the screen which is going to render the website, right? So if you go to the end of this tag now, so these are basically the standard tags, I would say, right? That we use. It's a good practice to always use those tags, but you can always. For me, I don't remember all these tags. So I always just Google them, I find them, and just I add it to my website. All right, let's just go at the end of the tag. So you might want to go more towards the right. I just keep going towards the right. Yeah, okay. Let's just go before the title. We're gonna bring the title tag to the next line. Yeah, just hit enter. All right. So this is a fun tag because the title that you see over here is going to be displayed on the top of the page, right? So if you see the Chrome tab that we have open over here, it says how long will the interview and then something, right? So what that is coming in from this particular title tag. So we are going to, change it and we'll see how it looks like. For now, let's just leave it as interview questions. And then let's bring the head to the next line.
All right.
Yep. And let's do that for the body as well. Yeah. Let's bring it, yeah, the other body tag to the next line. And then the HTML as well. All right. So this is how the structure kind of looks like. Now in the head tag, whatever is in the head tag is generally not directly displayed to the user except for the title. But all the content that we want to show would be in the body tag. And that's what we are going to do. So maybe in the body tag, just write hello. Just go between the body tags. Yeah. And just write hello. All right. Now save the file. Just do Command S or Control S if you are on but you're on Mac. Yeah. Just do Command S. Perfect. Now we want to open this file in the browser. So what we are going to do is right click on the index.html file.
So repeat that. Sorry.
Yeah, just right click. Yeah, on index.html on the left panel. On the left panel.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Right click on this. Do reveal in Finder. And just double click on this file to open it on Chrome. Okay. What you can do is you can just grab this tab and then bring it on over here.
All right.
Perfect. So you can see now the title of the page, it says interview questions and the body says hello,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So you kind of created your first website. Congratulations. I know it's
I'm
not pretty.
I I, I mean I'm clearly doing amazingly well at this.
I am gonna try my best to make sure that we can make it look pretty. Let's see how far we can go. Again, all right. So let's see. We now are gonna have a set of questions for candidates, a set of questions for interviewers. So we might want to have different pages for that. So let's go ahead and create new pages. So just go back to your VS Code and just create candidate.html and interviewer.html.
Um, how do I do that again? Sorry.
Yeah, you can see there is a file and then a plus logo on it. Yeah, no, the previous one, the previous one. Yeah, you can call it candidate.html.
Oh, you said.
And similarly, we are going to create an interviewer.html. Yep. Now I'm going to share a really big coding secret with you because you are going to be a coder, you're going to be a programmer, is just to copy and paste code. So go back to the index.html file. Yeah, select everything from here and then copy it. And then paste them in the candidate.html and the interview.html page. Yeah. Let's make a minor change over here. So in the interviewers page, let's call this, let's change the title to interviewer questions.
Um,
The title is on line 6. Yeah.
Interior question.
Let's just call it
Yeah.
interviewer questions. And instead of hello, let's just call it interviewer. Or maybe hello interviewer. And then click, and then just basically save this file with Command S. And let's do that in the candidate file as well. Maybe we call it candidate questions. Yeah, the title we change it to candidate questions,
Oh,
and the body
right,
can be
right, right.
hello candidate. Yeah.
So hello, candidate questions.
Hello candidate, and the title will call it candidate questions.
And the title.
And yeah,
Oh, what am I doing?
all right, perfect. Save this. Wonderful. If you want to view this file right now, we cannot navigate from the index.file, right? Because we haven't told our web page that, hey, if someone clicks on this button, go to the candidate page, or someone clicks on this button, go to the interviewer page, right? So we want to add that. So let's go ahead and do that. So go on the index.html file.
Remind me how I do that again.
Just click on the file name. Yeah, just click on it. Perfect.
Oh, candidate
Now,
HTML.
no, we want to add it. We want to add the links to the index.html file.
Got it.
Yeah. So click after hello, just after hello, press enter. And now we are going to use another new tag, which is called as an anchor tag. So one thing that I should have mentioned is all the tags in HTML are basically fall between angle brackets. So you can see HTML, head, meta, title, everything is between the angle brackets, and those are the tags, right? Similarly, we are going to create a new tag or use a new tag that's called the anchor tag. So open up a tag with the opening angle bracket.
Okay.
It's going to be, yeah, and A is for anchor, yeah. And then space, href. So this is the attribute for this tag. H,
HR.
yeah, just hit enter. Yeah. And now over here we have to tell like which page it should go to. So do candidate.html. Yeah. Just select that. Or just, yeah. And now we want to close the A tag. So yeah, just use the closing angle bracket. Yeah, perfect. So you can see now there is an opening A tag and a closing A tag. Now in between that, you can call it whatever you want. So let's just call it again candidate and just save it. Just save this and let's
Canada.
just test it out. Yeah, you can select the above one, the below one, however you want to display it. Let's just save it and test it out. All right, so let's go back to the browser and refresh this page. All right, so you see now we have a candidate link, and if you click on that, it takes us to the candidate page. All right, I think you are a bit confused over here.
A little bit. A
Yeah,
little bit.
okay. So what's your question?
Did it take us to the new page?
Yeah, you see, if you remember, we added the body saying hello candidate, and we also changed the title. So if you see the title on the top, it says candidate questions.
Uh, I think I get it.
Okay, if you just go back, click on back. Yeah, it is now interview questions, right? And if you click on candidate, it will take you to candidate questions.
Ah, I get it now.
Perfect. Let's do the same for the interview questions. So what I'll do is I'll basically copy that whole line number 10. Yep. And then, no, we want to add this link to the index as well, right? We want to navigate from the home page to the interviewer page.
Help.
Okay, let's go back to index.html. So this is our homepage, right? This is where people get the option to either go to the candidate page or the interviewer page. Right now, what we did is we added the link so that people can go to the candidate page, but we haven't added the link where people can navigate to the interviewer page, right? So that's what we want to do. So in this page itself, we are gonna add that particular link.
Okay, so what?
So what we'll have to do is just click over there. Yeah, press enter, paste the code that you just copied. Yeah. Now instead of candidate.html, change it to interviewer.html. Yeah. Just hit enter. Okay.
Oh, whoops.
No worries. And then instead of candidate, we are going to call it interviewer.
So should I? Oh, got it.
All right, perfect. Awesome. Save this, refresh the page, and now you will see two different links. Okay, you are right now reloading the candidate page. We didn't make changes to the candidate page. So you want to go back just in the
Oops.
browser. Yeah, just go back to the index page, right? So now you have candidate, you have interviewer. If you click on interviewer, it takes you to the interviewer page, right? Go back. If you click on candidate, it takes you to the candidate page.
I am a genius.
Yes, you are. Wonderful. So, folks, this is, you can already see that John is getting a hang of it and he is becoming an expert. But if you have any questions around what we have covered till now, just pop it up in the chat and we'll be happy to answer that. All right. So, we have roughly 17 minutes. So, let's try to complete as much as we can. So my plan is to at least get the content from Contentful so that we have something going on in there, and uh, you know how you can communicate with the Contentful API. So let's go to the candidate.html file. Yeah, over here we want to use JavaScript. So what we are going to do is we are going to use script tags. So right after hello candidate, just press enter and create a script tag. So it's again an opening angle bracket, script, and then a closing angle bracket.
Oops.
Trying the advanced stuff. I like it.
What did I do wrong there?
You can just, don't worry, you can close this. If you see there is a tabs on the top, so you can just close the settings tab. No, below that, just below that. Yeah, so these are tabs and you can just close them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So over here, shift and then for me it's comma, I don't know.
Oh,
Is it?
okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
The angle brackets.
open bracket
Yeah. Yeah. And then script.
script.
Yeah. Hit enter. And then close the script
What do you
with
mean
the
close?
with the closing angle bracket.
Oh, got it.
Perfect. And just hit enter. All right. So what we did is we added a script tag, and this is where we are gonna write all the JavaScript code. So now you are getting to a more advanced level. You know how to create a web page. Now we are gonna make it bit more interesting, right? And we are gonna fetch some content from Contentful. Now what I want you to do is I'm just gonna quickly create or share a link with you, which we are gonna use now. Uh, Let me quickly get that for you. So we will basically make we are not going to use any kind of fancy library for this. We are just going to use the simple native functions that comes with JavaScript, right? So over here I am sharing a code snippet with you. Just copy it and paste it within the script tags.
So line 11.
Yeah. All right. So now what we need is some kind of tokens or some kind of credentials to fetch the information from your contentful space, right? Because right now we don't know, or your website does not know where to get that content, where to get those questions from. So we need to tell them like, hey, this is where we want you to get that question, right? So what I want you to do is go back to contentful and click on settings on right. Yeah. And yeah, API keys, go down below, API keys. Yeah. And then click on add API key. So these are going to be your credentials that you are going to use to connect your website with Contentful. So if you scroll down a bit, just a little bit.
R.
You might want to scroll up. I lost. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So we need the space ID. So just copy the space ID. So if you see there is just yeah, copy it. Come back to code, and then if you scroll all the way to the left. Oh my god, I'm really bad with directions. I need to think which is right and which is left.
I mean,
Okay, yeah.
we
Okay, wait. Yeah. Okay. So you see after spaces, I have curly braces. So
yes.
that's what we want to replace it with. So just remove the curly braces and just paste the space ID. All right. And the next thing we need, if you see, is the access token because there are curly braces over there as well. So let's go back to contentful. Scroll down just a tiny little bit. Yeah. So this is what we need. So you can click on those icon as well. Yeah. So
Um,
what you want to do is click on the icon right after the one passport icon. Yeah. This is gonna copy that for you. Come back over here to the code, and after if you see at the end it says access underscore token equals curly braces. That's what we want to replace it with the yeah. Remove the curly braces. So you want to
all
remove the
right.
curly braces, yeah. Paste it in there. Yes. And the last thing we want to do is if you scroll all the way to the right, I'm really bad at directions. And type is we went to the next slide. All right. So if you see now, uh, there is a curly braces, but I'm gonna come back to it. It says content underscore type equals questions. So I just want to make sure that we have this content type called questions. So if you go back to contentful, and if you click on content model on the top, on the
Oh,
top, yeah,
right.
and this open questions, yeah. And if you scroll down just a tiny little bit, a bit more, a bit more.
I think that's as far as it's going.
Okay, maybe try zooming out using command minus.
Let's see.
Yeah, okay, that's perfect. So you see there
Oh,
is a content type ID and then there is question. So we want question. So you have question and not question. So let's just go back to our code. Did you find it? Okay.
sorry.
Uh, did you find where the content type ID is?
Um,
Yeah, it's
mm,
on that panel. If you just see a little bit down, it says content type and then
oh,
question.
content. Yeah, so it says content type ID, right?
Yeah, so this is what we want to use. So over here it says question, while I in the URL that I shared it was questions. So we just want to make sure that we are using question and not questions. So go back to that URL and just change that. So this I would say just remove the last yeah, if you come yep. Yeah, just remove that s. And what we want over here right now is we want just just the question for the candidate for this particular page. So what we are going to do is we are going to say content type, last one equals candidate.
One more time. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. It's not content type. It's fields dot type equals candidate. All right, perfect. So now we have told our website like, hey, this is where you are gonna go ahead and fetch all the information from Contentful. The next thing we want to do is actually get this information. So to keep the make sure that we have and do this, I'm gonna just quickly share this code with you. All right, and here you go.
Okay.
Yeah, paste it in the next line. So just hit enter and then yeah. Wait, okay, I think it's gonna be no. Okay, you might want to remove that because it's not on the next line. You see, it's not in the script tag. It should be within the script tag. So you
Ah,
might wanna yeah just remove this. Yeah, before this go before the script tag and hit enter so that we have a new line.
here.
Yeah, and then take your cursor up and then paste the code.
On line 12.
Yeah. All right. So what is happening over here? So you can see a couple of similar words that we use in English, right? Like fetch, then, and stuff like that. A couple of those are really completely new. We don't have to worry about it. So what we are doing is we are telling our website to, hey, go ahead, fetch something from the URL that we have now above, right? Once you fetch that, we want to convert the response that this URL gives us into a format that is called JSON. So we are converting it into a format that basically makes it easy for us to create and work with websites. And then we are simply printing it out on the web browser. Again, this is not going to show us the results on the website right now because we are not uh, showing it on the website, but it's going to show up on the browser. So if you save this, go back to our website. Yeah. Before going to candidate, let's open another interesting tool for developers that browsers often have. So if you right click on the tab, yeah, just right click over here. No, just right click on the page. Yeah. You see there is an option that says inspect. The
Yep.
last one. Yeah. So if you come across any website and if you want to see what kind of code they have, you can always inspect this and you can see it also has the HTML, the head, the body, right? So all the code that we write, we can see within the browser itself.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'll click that accidentally, and it looks scary, so I'll close it immediately.
Well, now you know what it has, right? So, all right. On the in that particular thing, you can get a lot of information. So there is elements, there is console. So right now we are interested in the console tab. So click on console. And now what I want you to do is click on the candidate page. So basically click on the candidate link on our website. Yeah. All right. So you can see, perfect. Okay. So you can see we got one error. That's all right. But down below we can see what that error is. So if you click on that small tiny little arrow, no, about that. Yeah. It says there is no field with ID type. All right. Okay. Now I know what the problem is. Okay. Let me try to explain it to you. So over here it says that there is no field with ID type, right? In our content model, we don't have any fields which is called type. And that is why we are getting this error. So what we want to do is we want to change type to the field that we have. So I think it's candidate or interviews, if I'm not wrong. Let's go to contentful and check what it is. Okay. So if you click on settings for the last one, candidate or interviewer, yeah.
Oh, so click on settings.
So this is the field ID that we want to use. So just copy that. Can we copy that? Does it allow
Th-
you to copy it? No.
This one.
Yeah. Can you
Uh,
select and copy? Okay. Perfect. And go back to our code. All right. Again, in the URL on the link above on line 11th.
on line 11.
Yeah. Just go all the way to the right. Yes. And yeah, just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Okay, one more. So over here you see it says fields.type. We want
Mhm.
to replace type with candidate or interviewer. The uh, the ID that you just copied. Just yeah, remove type and just paste. Just paste. I think we copied that, right?
Oh, got it.
Yeah. You can
Um,
just simply paste that. See, I told you like programming is mainly copying and pasting stuff. All right.
you're giving away all your secrets.
I'm just making sure that folks know what we do. Let's save this page and then go ahead and refresh it in a browser. All right, and refresh this page. Oh, we need that open, yeah. Reload, and this should yay. So you see, we don't have any error in the console. And again, if you click on that arrow,
Um, okay.
the one above, yes. So it gives us a lot of things. It has items, limits, skip, stuff like that. All right. I think that is one thing that we are missing, but it's completely all right. So what is happening is we are getting a list of information, but that information is Contentful cannot find that information. So we are making one tiny bit of a mistake, but we are running out of time. So unfortunately, we won't be able to cover it today. But John, for what we have covered, do you have any questions?
I mean, I think you did a really good job of explaining things. Now, would I be able to duplicate everything that we just did immediately? No, but I think with enough practice, I think I could. So I really appreciate your help.
Yeah.
So it it's still scary, but not as scary. So I think that's an achievement.
Yes. Yes. All right. I have an interesting homework for you
Okay.
if you want to try it out. So we did something on the candidate page. Maybe try replicating it on the interviewer page. One quick tip that I can give you over here is in the fields dot candidate or interview parameter in that URL that we just updated, we are telling Contentful to like, hey, if the value of this particular field is candidate, give us all the questions for candidate. If so, you might want to change candidate to interviewer in that one.
Ah,
Does that okay? All right, awesome. So if that makes sense, that's wonderful. I am gonna wait for your message on Slack and see if you were able to make it. If not, just feel free to hit me up and we'll figure it out together.
no, I'll definitely try my best, but I'll let you know if I run into problems.
Awesome. I'm gonna do a quick revision for the folks, just to help them know what we did in this live stream, and then we can say goodbye. All right. So for the folks, what we did today was John was brave enough to come on the live stream to learn how to create a website, and he is working on an interesting project, which is getting questions and important questions for candidates as well as interviewers, so that you are ready for your next interview. So keep an eye out. I am gonna make sure that John publishes that website and you have something useful for yourself as well. So we did all this in today's live stream, and we are gonna have a couple of more live streams where we are gonna have more fun. We're gonna have other folks from the recruiting team joining me, sometimes teaching me, sometimes I'm gonna try to teach them. You can see how terrible I am at this, but we'll figure it out together. Once again, thank you all for joining in. John, if folks want to ping you and if they want to ask you questions, where can they find you?
You can always find me on LinkedIn, or you can just ping me right through Slack, and I'll always be here. And yeah, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, John, for joining in again. I know being on the live stream, doing a live stream for the first time is it is a bit scary, but you did amazing. And I'm gonna quickly pop up your LinkedIn link in the chat so that folks can find it, connect with you, and if they have any questions, ping you for that questions. Once again, thank you all for joining in, and see you all in the next live stream. Take
Talk to you
care.
soon.